Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I want to show you how to build this awesome new sign. Stick around and I'll show you how I got it done. Now I had some LEDs laying around and I decided to see how they look on the wall. I think they'll do just the job and they are definitely bright enough. So after doing a whole bunch of sketching, I decided I would go with my new slogan on the sign, design, build, repeat. But of course there's tons of ways I can display that, so I did a little more thinking. Alright, I think I have my idea. I'm relatively happy with this. Kind of pictorially represent the three different stages, right? We'll have a screen here, and this will kind of represent the design stage where it'd be on the computer in CAD doing something like that. Then build, this is a nozzle for like a 3D printer, and then it's extruding the power cable, which will be the filament. And then the repeat will be the front part of the hammer here with, again, an arrow going all the way to the top. I think this actually might be pretty cool if I get it working, so I'm gonna hop into Fusion 360, see if I can model this up a little bit more nicely than my rough sketches, and we'll see how that looks. I kept going with the rough idea here and just started some basic shapes of what this could look like in Fusion. I started playing around with some different fonts in Illustrator and I found this one called Masuku. Hopefully that's how it's pronounced. But this was a really cool font and just needed some minor tweaks to make sure that it was actually able to be cut on the laser cutter. And with that all sorted, I went ahead and worked on a more finalized version of the mockup in Fusion with the new fonts and everything imported just like this. I also made sure here that I was making everything cuttable on the laser cutter, which means adding these little traces so that none of the letters are left disconnected. Now I decided I wanted something a little fancier for the repeat, so I repeated the whole process, no pun intended, and added a nice bevel curve to make the whole word repeat kind of curve up into the arrow, just like this. I'm gonna go ahead and get this quoted with Send Cut Send, see how much it costs, and we'll go from there. But overall, I'm happy with it, and I think this might actually work out pretty well. Now they have a ton of options on here, and some of them can be pretty expensive, but since this part was not load bearing at all, I was really just going for looks, so in this case I selected a black acrylic, since it was relatively cheap and I think it'll look pretty good on the finished part. Alright, all the parts have arrived from Send Cut Send, time to see if it worked out. Got a little maze here. And look at that, it comes with a little bit of candy, not bad. Oh, that's awesome. It's always so cool seeing something I designed on the computer coming into real life, and this sign is no different. All these cuts are super crisp, and I'd even asked if they were able to include these offcut letters. They said they weren't sure if they could do it, but it looks like they did. And if y'all are watching this, big thanks, I really appreciate it. Alright, and there is the sign just in from Send Cut Send. Honestly, I'm super happy with how this turned out. All these lines are super crisp, it's just the right size, I think, just to pop up here on the wall. I think it's going to be a great addition to the workshop. Much better than this Thor poster. No offense, Thor. But this is super good. Thor's hammer's got nothing on me. You hear that? And with the old decorations taken down from the wall, it was time to see how the sign looked up in its place. I think it's looking decent. There's room for improvement, but we're getting there. All that's left now is to go ahead and print out some spacers and throw it up on the wall. But of course, I have to finish my puzzle first. We need 1 bracket, 2 brackets, 3 brackets. It needs to be offset enough so these LEDs can sit flush here, so I just need to get the height of these, and I think we are in business. Not too bad. Taking some measurements of those, plus those of command strips, which is how I'm planning to mount this to the wall, I went ahead and modeled this up in Fusion 360, and then sent it over to the printer. Nothing too fancy here. Then I can just slip a command strip in, and it is pretty much good to go, mounting flush up against the sign. Alrighty, now that we know this one works, we just have to print out 2 more of them, and then we can hang it up on the wall. There we go. Then, making sure to measure twice, I found where I wanted to put it on the wall and marked out the location. I started peeling back the protective film when the project took its first injury. Luckily, this was nothing a band-aid and an alcohol wipe couldn't fix. Then I just had to peel the rest of the film, and we were almost there. All that's left is to shake up some super glue and apply the 3 spacer brackets in place. With those done, it was time to hang it up. Well, almost time. I have to peel off the front tape too, but now it's time to hang it up. So we'll just tilt the camera. There you go. Yeah. Now put it on the wall, line it up. Yep, good enough. Shove it on there. Now we're talking. All right, call it a night. Alright, we're back. I think it's time to go ahead and finish up this sign. So, as beautiful as it is on the wall, I think we're going to take it down. We're going to put on the LED strip backing, and then I think we're going to be good to go. So when I measured, the entire circumference of the sign is just about 2 meters or so. Now unfortunately, I could go for a 1 meter size LED light or a 5 meter size, which is what I had to do. So I'll have plenty left over. I'll make something else cool with it. But for now, I want to just kind of lay this out on the sign and see exactly how much I'll need so that we can cut it and we can get to soldering. And before I stuck everything down, I wanted to confirm one last time that it still lights up. And boy does it ever, this stuff is bright. And with that confirmed, I decided to start gluing. I used some basic Gorilla Glue and just followed a path along the edge of the sign. Alright, now that we have that first piece stuck down, I think I'm going to go into time-lapse mode and go ahead and go around the whole sign. Be right back. And with those finishing touches, the sign was all done and ready to be hung on the wall. And a good thing about using the command strips is that I was able to actually go back here and re-level it. I had my roommate helping me out here, so he was in the back yelling, a little to the left, a little to the right, up, down, all those good helpful things. But in the end, we got it perfectly level. We actually checked it with the bubble level as well, and it is now hung on the wall looking nice and pretty. Which leaves just plugging it in and turning it on. Big thanks to my roommate for helping me get this level, but now it's time for the big reveal. Does it all work and does it look good? We'll turn off the big lights here for maximum effect. Hey Siri, it's project time. Not bad. Yeah. And there you go, a completed sign. This is honestly pretty much exactly what I was picturing at the onset of this project, so I'm super happy it came out just how I wanted it to. It's a nice glow against the background, it fits well from my workbench. This is gonna be great. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing as it really helps grow the channel. A lot of you already have in the past couple weeks and I really appreciate your support. But with that said, I've got a lot of new projects coming soon, so get excited for those and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, stay safe. In addition to being a great sign, I have a giant hammer now. Alright, I should do that. That'll break things.